So then we have, teachers of African spirituality that are really threatening people in the name of ancestors. I mean, you see what's going around. Like, if you don't do as they say, you will see their wrath. And that's not how it works. It is important to dream, and I can unpack that later. How do you even attempt to get pehlweni if you have not connected to the spirit world? How do you know you are gifted if you have not seen izinto on the other side? And that's very troubling for me to see. So not every dream is about the future, and not every dream is about the past, and not every... So it's no either or, it's an end. So that's why even when you are looking into dreams, you become quite discerning, because there's people whose dreams are their own desires. I am Gogo Dineo because in me, I carry eldership. Eldership comes with responsibility. So the minute we become irresponsible and sibonisa imfihlo, and people would be like, no, it's secretive. I'm like, yabona, there's a difference between intellect and wisdom. Yabona? People can be intelligent but unwise, because wisdom is cultivated through life experience. And that's why abo matwasa bamo 2-minute noodles, abo 2 months initiation process will give you intelligence but not wisdom, because there is a need for us to be here. But are we all called to be abangoma? No. And are all izangoma called to become healers? No. And are all healers sangomas called to be gobelas? Definitely not. And are all gobelas meant to be sanusis? Definitely not. You see, that is where we get it confused. I mean, let's look at the red flags, right? I think when we say, let's identify red flags, when somebody is overdoing things, when somebody is always trying to get our attention, that's even not a red flag that they're not an authentic healer. It's a red flag of a mental disorder. We're starting to understand, narcissistic personality disorder, but there's also borderline personality disorder. There's also bipolar disorder. So there's a lot of healers who are mentally not well as well, and they have the gift. So when we identify the red flag of when you always need attention, because to trend gives somebody a fulfillment. It's like, oh, I'm seen, because social media has made visible of people's mental disorders. And that's how powerful spirit is, right? So you need to understand that we indeed are a generation that are carrying our ancestors' traumas. We are healers because we are here to heal theirs so our children don't have to go through it. But when we are unconscious of those traumas and we think it's just about the gift itself, no ancestor gives you a gift, you are born with it. The ancestors are giving you a mission, because that gift template is in your bloodline. It resides in your lineage. So the gift, you are born with it. It comes, you are born, you already are gifted in Ziga. From your mother's womb, you already have the gift. But when there's a bigger mission, because when you are given a mission, that's when you are not only just called to heal you and your lineage, but it's a bigger community. It's either your clan, your tribe, the nation, the world, the planet, the solar system. So some of us, our callings are much bigger than the planet, is to actually reconstruct the whole cosmos, because the cosmos have been really, we know that cosmology has been quite matriarchal. So we are now moving into the Aquarian era, the feminine era. And when somebody says something, we easily take offense, because we've been governed by masculinity, and when we rule for too long, we become toxic. So the natural order of things is that, one of the sacred orders is that things happen in rhythm and cycles. So when it's time for a system to die, but when it's holding on for so long, it becomes violent because it doesn't want to let go. Because you see even how it's happening in politics and social systems, because that's where the violence is coming from. We are not wanting to naturally let go and surrender to the emerging feminine frequency that's emerging. There's a season for everything, and we are not supposed to be in a happy season all the time. So that's when people also get misled, because they go to sangomas thinking that I must be in my making money season all the time. That's inorganic. That's why abantu batwala, because they're wanting to live an inorganic life. You need to go through your highs and lows. Things open up and they close. It's hibernation. When you are on your low, it's to hibernate, it's to reflect, it's to self-introspect, to ask, am I still on the right path? But people want to go like, that's why when people go like, ooh, I think what young people need to understand that your tribe becomes your vibe, and your vibe becomes your manifestation. Yeah. So if you are surrounding yourself with people who are definitely vibrating low, are negative all the time, speaking about the bad all the time, your life is going to be about that, because we are co-creators of our lives. So nobody is out there pulling the strings for us. We are pulling the strings along with somebody out there. We give input and data. So if you want something to happen for yourself, you got to make it happen. You are getting supported. So even when abantu bathi, baya tagata, because that ancestral energy of tagati, you've opened yourself up for it. If you are violent, vicious, and bitter, right, when you are full of hate, all you speak about is hate. Of course, kuzozaleli belithakatha lizosondela bese bathi amadlozi amabi. No, idlozi lakho lelo.
The informative information presented in this video is motivational and is positively aimed at inspiring, educating and entertaining the viewers with the cutting edge of critical reasoning. If you enjoy the contents on the Black Radar YouTube channel, please consider subscribing to show your support.